blocking. Don't give a fuck if your man is watching. Bitch, you looking cause I'm straight up married. I love my man cause he do me nasty. Yeah. I love my man cause he do me nasty. I like the way you are. 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 I like.
What's up, pussy asshole?
I like the way you are. I like the way you are. I like the way you are. Te vamos a gozar. Arriba, abajo. A la izquierda, a la derecha, para el medio.
Dámelo, págame. Dámelo, dámelo, págame. Dámelo, dámelo, págame. What is going on, entertainers? So time comes out with another video, and y'all know the title. Y'all see the title. Y'all know what time it is. So this is a spoiler video. I don't want to hear you're spoiling it before we could even seen it. You should have clicked on it, babes. Nobody's putting in a taser to your head to make you watch the video. Okay, see, I already spoiled it because you was clicking it, knowing damn what you was getting yourself into. Anyways, before I get started, make sure y'all please hit the like button and hype up the video, because I'm just a big girl and a little word.
And bitches don't hate. Get with the motherfucking program. Get like me. Don't be mad at me because I do what I do. I'm just the baddest bitch out here. I'm just the girl trying to make it in this big world. I just have a dream. Don't be mad at me because I'm the baddest.
Okay, thank ya. Now, this spoiler video will be like nothing in specific order. It'll be like, I wouldn't say all over the place, but it's not going to be organized by like fights. Just listen as we go. So the first thing, y'all, I already spoiled it on the Ebony Entertainment blog on Instagram. Make sure y'all go over there and follow on IG. So Jocelyn ended up bringing a taser, babe. Yes. Y'all know razor blade? Now a taser, babe. She ended up bringing a zzz. She brought it on stage, I guess, when they brought her on the beginning to be able to protect herself. I'm guessing she was, I wouldn't say scared, but she probably was fearful that they were going to hop on her. So she, and she actually shocked it on stage a couple of times. Okay. Now, when she came on stage, she immediately wanted Sky off the stage. She like, get this young lady off the stage. Get her off the stage. So y'all know Sky, with the whole situation with the signing of the contract, that's been that whole thing, which we're going to get into a little bit. So because they were taking, I guess, longer than usual to escort Sky off the stage, she at one point, y'all, got into it with Lemmy Papa. Now, they're probably not going to show this because they never show certain things. But behind the stage, apparently she got into it with Lemmy Pepper over them taking too long in regards to the whole Sky situation and other stuff. And she apparently, y'all, was getting into it. Lemmy Pepper and the taser, I guess, got somewhat involved. And Lemmy Pepper say, "Get this mother away from me!" And he was mad. He was angry. He ended up storming off. Okay, of course they're probably not going to show that because it involves the pepper. But at one point, he almost got shocked. Okay, so the Cabaret y'all may be in limbo because I don't think Lemmy Pepper would appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's talk about some of the squabbles. Chinks ended up getting into it with Oceans. Apparently she tore her. Now, once again, this is coming from multiple sources as well. G Baby did not squabble. Jane Doe wanted an apology from Drea, but she didn't really get that apology from her. But she didn't squabble as well. Now, when it comes to the Love situation, so Love ends up getting into it in a squabble with Drea, which to me was like, I kind of forgot Love was even there, to be honest. So let's talk about the 50K. We have more stuff coming, more squabbles on the way. Once again, this isn't in particular order. Danny, you guys, congratulations goes out to Dirty Dad. Dirty Dad, y'all gets the 50K. There's shade. Shout out to Dirty Dad. Okay. Dirty Dad, y'all ends up getting the 50K and ends up winning the money. So Sky, y'all, was stripped of her earnings. More on that a little bit later. Cause y'all probably thinking, oh, that's a lawsuit. But she may not sue y'all because we're gonna get into the contract. Okay. So once again, Jocelyn refused dialogue with Sky. Like from what I was told, they had to kind of coordinate around them and like have her do her segment with Jocelyn out on stage, and then Jocelyn do her stuff with Sky out on stage, because Jocelyn just did not. She kept calling her this young lady. Get this young lady off my stage, okay? So one person who came that surprised everybody was Isis. Okay, much like the Taliban, she was. They thought that she wasn't for to pop up, but she ended up popping up, y'all. She ended up popping up and ends up getting into it with some of the girls and stuff. We'll get to that in a little bit as well. But a lot of the girls didn't think she was gonna end up coming on. Now Egypt came and was escorted off very quickly because apparently she wanted to get into it with Jocelyn. So I'm guessing they probably escorted her off just so that way, you know, she doesn't get the zzz, bzzz, okay. Oceans ends up squabbling with Lexi. Apparently Drea ended up getting in there. I don't know if she executed the jump, but a jump was attempted. Okay. Now Kanaya did not squabble. Erica did not squabble. Kanaya and Neek. Now let's get into this tea. Apparently, Kanaya and Neek have like this rivalry, right? We see, to me, just from my opinion, I do feel like Neek is jealous of Kanaya. I feel like it's a little bit jealousy there because she is a great dancer, and I think it's a little intimidation there. And she carries herself pretty well for the most part. You get what I'm saying? Like she carries herself to the point where like a lot of the girls can't really too much, like they can't do too much with her. You know what I'm saying? So they get into it because Kanaya, well, Neek accuses her. She tells Kanaya, she's just like, "You was a fan of me too. You tried to book me. You tried to book me too. That's what you tried to do. So you was a fan of me before you even got on the cabaret, boo. That's what you tried to do, right?" So apparently, Neek was basically on stage like, "Hey, girl, you was a fan of me. You ain't no pressure for real, all of those things, right?" And Kanai was basically like, "Girl, bye. Like, please. You lucky if you even come back next season, babe. Cause they don't look like you come back next season, boo." She like basically see me when you see me, boo. They didn't squabble, y'all, but they almost like they was in a heated exchange. She basically like, "See me when you see me. You ain't nothing. You ain't Nathaniel, babe. Like, you ain't no pressure for real." Okay. So at one point, y'all know Miss Washington. Shout out to Miss Washington. I'm pretty sure she's probably entertainer. Miss Washington, y'all, was very upset at one point at the audience. Apparently, the audience was reckless. I say this every spoiler video, but I guess this time they were super reckless because some of the things that went down in the audience, like they said a girl threw up, y'all, in the beginning of it. This girl was like almost passed out drunk. This is all alleged, of course. New media. I'm talking about like she was drunk down boots. I'm like Z, like you know, dozing over, all of those things. So the audience was getting reckless. They were like, "Whoa!" Getting so reckless. So Miss Washington had to really step in and put in some order. And one of the cabaret girls that was sort of getting reckless, young and reckless, was Neek. So at one point, Neek was escorted off the stage because you know she wasn't able to compose herself. So that's something that went down. So they didn't get into the whole Des and Erica relationship situation from what I hear. Now I don't know, maybe they got into it and my source didn't pick up on it, but they didn't get too deep into it. And let's get into the colorist situation. So Kanaya, that did get brought up, the colorist and the racist situation. Because y'all know Des got a lot of backlash because, you know, it gives colorist. She did apologize to Kanaya. She said, you know, she's not a colorist, she's not racist because her fiance once upon a time was black. Girl, bye. We gonna hit this with the why would you do that? Because everybody say that.
Now I know you ain't doing that. I can't believe you did this.
That's why I don't tell you nothing. Because
Why you do that?
why I do what?
That's what all the girls say, okay? I'm not a racist. I'm not a colorist. I got the darkest opinion. Of course you do. Just because you like BBC don't mean you like black people. I'm just saying. So she did apologize, but it didn't sound like she apologized for what she did in the house, but just the fact that how if she made her feel like it's like a racial or like colorist vibes or whatever. So there's that. Now, let's talk about Drea and Jocelyn. So they got into it during final thoughts. and they're still on the outs, you guys. Jocelyn was just like, she was berating her, y'all. She was just like, bitch, you need to get your kid. Your mom got your mother kid, ho. Get your kid back. You're not with your husband, bitch. You a loser, bitch. So it gave a lot of that. It gave a whole lot of that. Now, G Baby apparently caught pleas the whole time. The whole time. Now, they did do a dance at the beginning, featuring Kanaya, G Baby, Oceans, Danny, Jane Doe, and T Love. Most notably absent, Drea. Hmm. A person who did not show up is Miss Natural. Miss Natural did not come. Okay. That was one of the girls that was not in attendance. Also, Hennessy, of course, not in attendance. Because I heard she has, I'm thinking she's doing some legal thing with Zeus because I've seen her allude to that online. This is all alleged, of course. And of course, she wasn't happy with the fact that she was on um, the beginning of the episode with her face blurred out. Next, we have the whole situation with Sky. So Sky, y'all, Sky did her biggest one. No shade. I heard Sky was beating them 304s left, right, center, and in the middle. Okay. And I heard she was whooping them as fast as she signed that contract. Uh-huh. So she almost got jumped at one point by Drea, Danny, and Oceans, but then Sky got her one-on-ones with all of the girls. So she got her one-on-ones with Oceans, whooped her. Got her one-on-ones with Drea, whooped her. Got her one-on-ones with a couple of the girls, y'all. And she was taking W's left, right, and center. Okay. Now, at one point, Oceans tried to like Oceans kind of did her big one in one round with Sky. This is what I was told. Like she at one point, like she took a little bit of a W with Sky, but that was the only little bit of W she took. But everybody, but every other round with Oceans and Drea and the rest of the girls that Sky fought, she did her biggest ones. Left, right, and center, y'all. I'm telling you. This is multiple people telling me the same thing. They said Sky did her big one. Okay. Now, Gypsy ends up fighting Danny. Gypsy off, y'all know, friends of the show, Evan Entertainment. Shout out to Gypsy. She did squabble down Danny. Hogan got into it with Oceans, but she did not squabble her. She basically was telling her, F her, I'm a wrestler, you're not. You need the cabaret. I don't. Okay. Now, Ballistic, he was there, but he was not on stage. Apparently, Jocelyn tried to call him for assistance during the whole Sky situation, like get her off the stage, get that young lady off the stage, get that young lady off the stage, right? So she tried to kind of get assistance with that whole situation. Okay. Now, once again, Hennessy was not there. My bad, I wrote it twice. Isis ends up getting into it with squabbling Danny and Andrea separately. Now there was an audience host, and it wasn't Isaiah J. It was like an Afro Latino audience member. I mean, audience host. I don't know the man's name. Multiple of my sources couldn't confirm who this man was, but congratulations goes out to him. Stop asking me why I don't do it or why I'm not asked. They don't with me like that. It's no shade. It's okay though. I'm good. Thankfully to the Lord. Okay. Now they end up at one point trying to have like a dance off or something like that, which I found very weird that they tried to do with Drea. So Drea was trying to get a dance off with the audience, and the audience was getting too rowdy, y'all. And some of the audience was like, "Oh yeah, I'll fade her." They're like, "No, a dance off, boo, a TikTok dance off, babe. No, like not a squabble." And they're like, we'll do a dance battle and then squabble her." And they're like, "Nah, they called it off, y'all. They called it off." Okay, now let's get into the contract. So this is what happened. I saw on Facebook there was a person that came out that basically was talking about a signing thing that happened, but apparently at the reunion, this was all exposed. So Sky signed the contract, correct? So apparently Sky, Kanaya, Erica, and T Love all had the contract for a couple of days, right? They all had the contract for a couple of days before the scene that we saw. So you know the scene that we saw where she hurried and quickly signed it? Apparently there was a time frame before that that she didn't that they had the contract for a few days, so they had time to kind of look over it. So T Love was telling Sky like, "Hey, maybe you should get a lawyer to look over it." Boop, bop, boop, bop, boop. But of course, she went on and signed it. None of the other girls did, right? So now she went. off the like once the show stopped and ended or whatever, she signed with Jocelyn. Jocelyn apparently, she was taking her to the studio, boop bop boop. Now Sky felt like she wasn't getting anything from it. Like she felt like she wasn't getting any monetary gain. She said she couldn't even get a button, allegedly. This is all alleged, right? She said she couldn't even get a button. She was like, oh my God, like she's vented to her friends. This is why you gotta watch them friends that you vent to, babe. They be the first ones to sell you out. Y'all gotta learn to stop venting to friends and vent to God. She's venting to friends, venting to this friend, venting to that friend. Well, guess what that friend does? The friend goes to Jocelyn or whoever's on Jocelyn's camp, probably Melissa, and shows the text message exchanges. She shows the text message exchanges, you guys, and shows them what Sky was saying about Jocelyn and the contract and everything with the cabaret. So because of that, Jocelyn became heated. You ungrateful bitch, of course. So that's why she went off on a tangent as she did. So at the reunion, she strips of her earnings and gives it to Dirty Dan. Shout out to Dirty Dan, okay? Danny. I like Danny. Danny has given me a good vibe this season, okay? So that's what is all exposed. Apparently, they end up showing the pictures at the reunion, y'all. So we're gonna get true tea, y'all. Like true tea. I was shocked. I said, okay, finally, we're getting fed, right? So apparently, a fallout that I was shocked that I found out happened. Kanaya and Lexi fell out, y'all. They are not cool no more. Kanaya and Lexi fell out over some miscommunication. From the source that I was told, the miscommunication to me still don't make sense after I was told. I was like, what? Over like a message and they didn't reply back around November and all this. And it's like, girl, they probably gonna make up by the time the reunion air. No shade. Like it didn't even make any sense. They probably might even cut it out. It didn't make sense. But she was like, oh, I guess you're not my real friend. Kanaya says this to Lexi. Jocelyn cried a lot during the reunion. She like, bitch, you betray me. I'm so sick of these pussy hoes betray me, bitch. I'm sick of these bitches betray me. The bitches be talking about my back, bitch. It was a lot of that. Okay. So during this whole situation, um, she talks about how she feels betrayed with Sky. She feels betrayed by Drea because she feel like she heard that Drea be talking behind her back and found out. I guess Drea be talking about her back allegedly. So there's this and that. Now, another one last thing I wanted to mention, Ricardo gets into it with the girls. I said, oh, not Ricardo getting into it with the girls. Oh, yes. He gets into it with the girls and he gets into it with Neek about her drinking, her alleged drinking issue. Lexi Go and Kanaya. And Kanaya, she ends up getting into it with Kanaya. And Kanaya said, you're not getting into it with me. You're not gonna talk about it. You're not gonna talk like that about me. No, no, you're not. So she basically was like, try it if you want to, fault never. It was a little bit of that. And then one last thing, he ends up getting into it with Sky. All right. Janisha even puts in her 2 cents. It basically was just like, the professional thing to do would have been to went to Jocelyn. If you had issues with your contract and you didn't feel like you were getting the money, well, you should have went to Jocelyn. That's what was told to me. So those are all the spoilers, you guys. What do you guys think? Danny getting a 50K, I'm not mad at. I know a lot of y'all don't like her, but it's like when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, she do be knowing the dances. She do be know how to do pole work. If she got it, Kanaya got it, Lexi got it, Chinks got it, I wouldn't have been mad. So out of those 4, I'm not like, oh my God, like boop boo. So what do y'all think, y'all? Let me know what y'all think down below about who won. And also the spoilers and the whole Sky tea, y'all, because it's good. Do y'all think she has a suit? Let me know.